Yeah, sure, whatever. God. Fuck. Jude Robinson asks, who created your avatar? The creator of my avatar is my great friend Ariana, or @BeesLemons on Twitter. Their name is in my end slate. Just go follow them on Twitter now, please. Why did you decide to talk about YouTubers? I talk about YouTubers because I really don't see anyone else doing it the way I do. I'd like to think I'm doing video essays on them rather than commentating on them, and I'd like to think I'm analyzing and mostly talking about the positives rather than negatives. So I try to shed some light on things that you may have missed about some creators and things on YouTube. That's really why I do it. Have you ever considered the possibility of branching out from video essay to add more diversity to your channel? I eventually do plan on doing a series called Subtext Scuba Diver, where I look into the subtextual elements of a film, book, or maybe even a video game. I'll be doing one of these in the coming months, but not in the massive length and depth that I'll normally do with the series. I just want to show people what I can do. This would also fall under video essay, but it's, you know, something different. I might start streaming a lot more. I'd have to find a better reason to. I really don't want to just play video games all the time. I might do, like, work streams or something. Are you going to consider YouTube as a full-time career? Yes, I have been for a while. I really want to do this full-time, but I'm not too concerned about it as a possibility right now. However, if you want to contribute to this possibility, I'm going to shill out my Patreon. I give out stickers monthly for $5. Example, it's September, and if you become a Patreon now, you will get this sticker. If you donate $1, you still get tons of rewards as well, including after commentaries and my character PNGs. Would you ever do guest artists? I would love to draw for you one day. Yes, I would, but I need to plan this in advance. If you want to talk to me about it, hit me up on Discord. What is your job outside of YouTube? I work at a grocery store as a produce clerk, and I actually really enjoy it. I also do freelance work when I can get a gig. Do you have any other hobbies besides YouTube? Besides continually trying to stay alive in a dark, unforgiving universe, I like to watch a lot of films, read when I get the chance, go on long walks at night. Yes, I really do that. I'm not creepy, I swear. And pet as many dogs as I can find within a 10-mile radius. Now he's in frame. Nice. When did you decide you wanted to go into filmmaking? From a very young age, I wanted to become a filmmaker. I don't really remember a certain date or time, but I was always enamored with it as long as I can remember. What are your hopes for your future and/or the future of your YouTube career? Also, thank you for your time and content. Thank you, Caden, and I hope I can get a small niche audience that supports me and also will contribute to the discussions I intend to create. If I can do this full-time, cool. If I can't, that's fine. I'm gonna keep creating videos whether anyone's watching or not. Are you gay? Insert Lenny face. Fortunately not. I am hilariously straight. What do you think of the whole cartoon channel mascot talking in front of camera YouTuber trope that seems to have gained so much popularity in the past few years, especially considering you use it as well? Despite the fact I use it, I actually find it quite overused and not very well done. The use of an avatar is supposed to be a good transition between points and a visual aid where you can't find one. If you've watched my videos recently, you know that I've been using it sparsely because I'd rather let what I'm talking about take the visual spotlight. How tall are you? I'm a milquetoast white average 5'10", aka not tall enough for Vince McMahon's land of tall, sweaty men. How big is your dick? It's big enough for me to not be insecure, but not big enough to please a sexual partner. Do you have a favorite genre of film? Not necessarily, but I am sometimes partial to art house horror. That's such a particular genre, I don't know why I said that. Which of your videos is your favorite? This question's really hard, but I gotta say, it's my Freddykrueger video. Woo! When you first started, what did you want your aesthetic to be? As cringy as you might think it right now. Honestly, what was it? And follow up, if you had all the budget and time, would your videos look like now? DJ, your fucking question is, like, terribly structured now that I read it, like, out loud. Shame on you. I wanted my own unique aesthetic, I guess, but it's really hard to follow the sum formula. The VHS aesthetic is cool, just because I do it in a way a lot of people don't. If I had a budget and time, I'd still be doing the same thing, but maybe with a bit more live-action bits and have my character be animated. When's your College Humor Rant coming out? When I have Jake and Amir's head on a fucking pike. What's your opinion on foreign films? And do you have a favorite? I love foreign cinema. I'm a huge fan of directors Takeshi Miike, Andrei Tarkovsky, and Park Chan-wook. There's way too many films to list, but I will say the ones I can think of right now that you should watch, which are Ida, Cash, and Son of Saul. Favorite kind of pasta? Also, what programs do you use to edit your movies? Vegas or Final Cut Pro, or something more high quality? I like Alfredo, I think. Don't really think about pasta that much, I just eat anything in my path. I use Adobe Premiere and After Effects in tandem, if you consider that more high quality. How did you find YouTube, and what videos creators showed you how good online videos can be, to the point of wanting to make them? I found YouTube almost when it started. I got my own PC when I was 10 in 2005, and discovered YouTube pretty quickly. There wasn't really any memorable creators until 2007. A guy named Tolstoy Kafkaevsky and Tian Pan are what pulled me in, along with YouTube poops and the general infancy of the community. Also Machinima, I think. So why the wolf avatar? I like it, just curious about the reasoning. I feel it's easily recognizable and marketable. It's also a great visual aid when I need it. It acts good as transition between points, and I know I said that before, but I gotta repeat it, I guess. Will you make another video on YouTube poop? I will at some point, and I have a few ideas, just expect them a little later this year, with a certain someone. Do you like to watch any comedians or talk shows? Love your content, by the way. Thank you, Joseph. And I really like John Mulaney and Louis C.K. As for talk shows, I like a lot of podcasts. I like Philosophize This and, shit. What's it called? Oh, I had Sleepycast, when it was around. Who are some of the oddest people on YouTube, in your opinion? I can list just a bunch of well-known examples, Chris Chan, Pilot Red Sun, all these things. But I'm just gonna say this because nobody knows it. Dancing Soulless. I don't know how and when I found this channel, but this person is extremely odd, and I have yet to sit through an entire video of hers. It's just really weird, and it's like this vlog, and it's just, I want to watch more to see, like, what is wrong with this person. She does, like, Second Life videos. Just go watch it. It's so weird, and, ugh. Do you ever think of covering lol cows, or is it too easy/mean for you? Are you a furry, judging from your avatar? Number one, I don't think I would ever do it because I don't really have a focus on comedy. Also, like you said, it would be too easy and mean. I just don't really care about them. But I kind of want to make a video about the people who talk about lol cows, and I already have with the Mr. Medicare video, or talk about Kiwi farms. I know that if I do that, I'll become a lol cow, but I really don't care. I think there's something that needs to be said about those people, because in themselves, they're kind of lol cows. I'll explain why if I ever make that video. And number two, see the beginning of the video for more clarification. Who do you plan to make videos on the future? Everyone and everything. Also, why'd you have two on there? How do you come up with the video topics? I make a list of a bunch of things, write outlines, and see what I can come up with for that week. Who is best JoJo? I think this is the best JoJo. What's your favorite cartoon? Currently, I love BoJack Horseman, but as a kid, my favorite was Ed, Edd n Eddy. What is your favorite director, and what is your favorite movie from them? I'm a huge fan of Wes Anderson and Charlie Kaufman. For Wes Anderson, it's Fantastic Mr. Fox. For Kaufman, it's Anomalisa. Those are my favorite current directors, but I have to say my favorite directors of all time are Akira Kurosawa and Tarkovsky. What is your most underrated channel in your opinion? Besides my favorite channel ever, I'd have to say NitroRad. If you were a dictator of a small nation, and we're talking unlimited jurisdiction, what crazy dictator things would you do? The concept of being a dictator would be terrifying, and I'd probably just kill myself, honestly. That's like way too much power. Fuck that. Where did you get the idea to do videos on YouTube videos? By just watching too much of YouTube videos, really. I gotta put this knowledge to use somehow. What is the key to writing a good script? By doing everything opposite of me. Honestly, I really don't have a good answer to this. I'm very poor at, like, criticizing my own writing. I don't know why. I think it's bad, but a lot of people seem to disagree with that. I should probably be a little bit more introspective about that. I don't know. How would you compare your past content to your current content? I've come to really dislike YouTube profiles. I just really hate the writing of it, because it was just like, hey, I'm going to list all these facts that are, like, extremely obvious and, like, hope I get a shout-out. That's, like, actually the reason why I did those, almost. And I'm like, there was no journalistic integrity. Like, now I have an editorial approach, and I really like how that's going. So, and it challenges myself as a writer and an editor, and it's working out extremely well. So, what do you think of the commentary community? I'm actually not a big fan at all. There are a few people in the community that I like, such as The Right Opinion and King of Kazoos, or the guy who does Two Sides of the Coin. You can actually just, like, debate whether they are commentary community. But most of the people I've seen are just extremely boring, and they don't say anything good, and they're just there to just... I just find them annoying. I'm not naming any specific names down. What microphone do you use, and do you play any instruments? Right now, I'm using a cheap-ass microphone that I don't know the brand of, and I'm going to be buying a new mic soon. As for instruments, I've started to play instruments, and I just haven't kept up with it. I want to learn bass and drums. Why the name BluShades? If I remember correctly, I played a lot of TF2 and constantly played on the blue team. As for the shades part, I don't really know. This might be entirely wrong. I think it's just a random name I picked. How would you describe your personality? Glad somebody asked this, because I'm actually not as composed as you would think, in reality at least. I actually have quite an abrasive personality, and I can be extremely belligerent and colorful.
Was my ass. Dude, I once fucking smashed a fucking empty can between my ass cheeks.
Shit, dude.
That's how swole I was.
Can you smash my dick between your ass cheeks?
That's a good question.
Like, it doesn't sound like it right now, because I'm actually reading off a script of, like, what I've wrote down. Like, if you were in my Discord and you saw me in the voice channel, you would find out really quickly I can be funny on the spot and quite loud. You just come into my Discord to find that out. It doesn't really translate into my videos because I like doing the analytical aspect of things. I'm also better at visual comedy than I am verbal. And also, when I read off a script, I can't really be funny because my inflections are very monotone. As you can tell, it's very hard for me to inject my personality when reading a script. I think that's just how my mindset is, unfortunately. That's why, like, a lot of my, like, filmmaking stuff is improv, because I can't do a script very well. Do you plan on making any 100% original content in the future, or will you continue talking about other content creators? Besides the implication that I don't create original content, yes, I know what you mean. I am still trying to make a short film series called Video Game Player 1, more on that later possibly. For right now, I'm just going to continue this because I'm doing pretty well, and also I enjoy it, so. Politically, what is your take on space science and travel? Do you suppose we should invest in it more? And I'd like to know your take on it, as it's an issue close to my ideals. I would really like it if we got our shit together and focused on space travel. I agree with you, and that's all I'm going to say. Do you have a P.O. box? No, I don't, but I will be opening one soon. I just have to find one cheap enough and big enough for stuff for people to send. Who's your favorite YouTuber? Of all time, I'd say Tolstoy Kafkaevsky. As of currently, I don't know if I have one because I watch quite a bit. And on the flip side of that, who's your least favorite YouTuber? I don't really have one, but I really don't like urban hunters. They're a bunch of stupid kids with slingshots killing stuff. But if I was to honestly answer this, and at this point I'm going to have to make a video about it since I'm going to say it, Gamer from Mars. I really don't like his stuff. I find he's just horribly intellectually dishonest. He's incredibly boring, and he makes the whole meta YouTuber community seem horrible. Oh god, I hate him. What's your biggest pet peeve? Gamer from Mars. What were you aiming to become before your YouTube career began? Pretty much the same thing, a filmmaker. And it hasn't changed since I was 12. I've always wanted to be a filmmaker. Even though, here's the thing, I don't watch a lot of movies in theaters. I am so obsessed with, like, obscure cinema and, like, critically acclaimed cinema and just learning about the history of film. I'm more interested in the film scholar than, like, current Hollywood. Like, me and my friend DJ, or somebody who asked a question earlier, his name is Mr. Gimmick, he is very knowledgeable about current Hollywood, current film. I am not at all. I see films that I want to see, and that's just how I am. I don't like going to the theater because I have to piss a lot. I know that sounds really weird. I have like a really bad bladder when I go to a theater. Also, I'm just like taken out of the experience by other people almost all the time. I have terrible luck when it comes to that. How long does it typically take to make a video, from scripting and research to audio recording, audio editing, video editing, etc.? I never really track the time, but sometimes I start 3 days before the upload day. Like, today's Wednesday, and I finally got done, like, answering these questions, and I'm recording it. I just work my ass off, but I usually have outlines for videos done weeks ahead. Could you tell us about some film school stories? Is YouTube over film school. You can read the rest of this. Okay, so me and my friend DJ or Gimmick, were looking for scripts to adapt. People who wrote scripts, they would come to us or come to him. He was the president of the film club at the time. There was this guy who came to us with a script. The name of the script was Replica, and it was like Tommy was so awful. It was so bad, and we talked about doing it. And we told him, like, you have to rewrite this. And he just changed, like, every time. We asked him 3 times to change, like, 1, a racial epithet, and 2, just terrible writing. I don't know what's going on the screen right now, but you're going to see some of it. It just came to the point where we had to rewrite it, or DJ rewrote it and did it. And I don't know. I'll link it, or I'll show it right now if it is. We changed it to Oops. I think it's on the YouTube page. Yeah, it's terrible. Like, he was so obsessed with trying to be Quentin Tarantino that the writing was terrible, and we are going to adapt the script 1 for 1 eventually, like the original script in all of its glory, like as terrible as possible. So look out for that if we do that, and it's more than likely we're going to. If you could take any career path other than the current one, what would you choose? Besides being a filmmaker, I've taken a liking to the idea of being a philosophy literature major, and I still would like to. Who are your 5 favorite musicians? I really like Streetlight Manifesto, The Wonder Years, Bathory, MF Doom, and Death Grips. And now that I'm improving this, I gotta say Boards of Canada, Aphex Twin. What is your opinion on YouTube drama, and do you find yourself watching it often? Hell no, because I really don't care to participate in it, despite the fact that I have a lot to say about some certain individuals. I still don't know much about the Logan Paul thing, and God, I don't care. It doesn't matter. I try to focus more on the intellectual side of things, I guess, and that's as pompous as that sounds. It's just like, I can get a lot more views if I talk about YouTube drama. I'm just not. Favorite video game series? Probably Mega Man X, Persona, and Silent Hill, especially Silent Hill, which I will be streaming Silent Hill 1 all the way through this October, hopefully, like playing it on my channel. I might be making a Silent Hill related video this October. Where do you stand on the political spectrum? I mostly try to stay apolitical, but I will say that I lean left. Can I kiss you? Haley, how do you feel about that question?
I'll fucking kill you.
Sorry if I didn't answer everyone's question individually. Many were very similar, or just I didn't want to answer joke questions. Thank you guys for the continued support, and thank you for the questions. Next week's video is going to be pretty big, and that's why I did this week, so stay tuned for that.